that's kind of like one of the reasons I don't advertise, because I always have work coming in, and I'm like, I find it silly to be like, hey, buy my stuff. I don't have time to make it. Just buy it. It's like,
What's up, everybody? Joe Gray here today with another AMA warm-up where I get to talk to our upcoming AMA guest, host, whatever the right term is. Today, I'm joined by my man Dean from Black Widow Training Gear. Dean, what's up, dude?
how you doing?
Good.
It's
How's your
not
day
too
going?
much. Pretty good. It's warm here and can't complain.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, we finally got some sunshine in California, so I am rocking the no hoodie for the first time in a while, which makes me happy. So.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we typically dive right into this. We keep it short and sweet. So the first question is, who are you and why are you here?
I'm Dean. I'm the owner of Black Widow Training Gear. I've been in business in 2009. I'm just a small manufacturing shop bringing different products and custom gear to the marketplace. And it's ever since COVID, it's the dynamic changed a little bit, but it's been awesome.
Nice. All right, man. Number two, tell me about your experience lifting. So competitive lifting, lifting at home, commercial gyms, whatever. How does lifting fit into your life?
Um, for growing up, I was always just like the high school kid at the local gym, the broccoli head or whatever they call them nowadays, just in the way. And then joined the Marine Corps, and lifting, running, physical shit was always part of it. And then I got after the Marines, I was in powerlifting for a little bit. I did one meet, nothing crazy, just wanted to see what it was about.
Oh,
Because all my friends were doing it. It was a it was a good time. It was like you see the power lifters and you're like, oh, those guys are scary. I won't fit in. But they're all like big teddy bears. It's
yeah.
a good community. And then I guess right before COVID, probably like 2017, I did three physique shows,
Okay.
and just like a different, like it's something I always wanted to do, get ripped and look good in the mirror. So, and then my last show was probably May 2020. So that got shut down with the whole COVID thing. And then since then, I've been busy here, not training as much.
Okay. So do you remember what you hit in your first powerlifting meet?
Yeah, I would say it was probably like little sub 300 bench, a squat, maybe 315 to 350, deadlift probably around the same, 315, 350.
Do you know what you weighed?
Uh, Probably like 180.
Not bad. Not bad. That's respectable.
Yeah.
Uh, what well, 1,000 tends to be the like goal for most people. Hit that 1,000 pound
Yeah.
total. So you weren't too far off there.
Yeah.
For the physique stuff, so is that technically considered bodybuilding or is it's its own class?
If you ask a bodybuilder, they'd say hell no. But like I don't got the legs, so I was up there in the board shorts, and it was just like
Okay.
an upper body.
I'm with you. Yeah.
But like my first show, I didn't use the coach or anything. Like
Yeah.
so posing, I had no clue what I was doing. Like I walked
Yeah.
up on stage and
You just kind of go
people,
and that's
yeah,
it.
like my back pose, I was all like scrunched up.
Yeah.
People were like, "What are you doing?" And
Yeah.
the that May 2020 show though, I was on point, and I was excited for that. And obviously, COVID canceled everything.
Yeah.
It was it was that was shitty. And then I never really got back into it. It's a lot of
Gotcha.
work though.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of good food out there. I was missing out on.
The posing thing's crazy. I know, like, especially as a smaller guy, like I see them talk about, you come in like this a lot of times and it makes you even smaller. So like small guys gotta really make sure that they're making themselves as wide as possible at all
Yeah.
times to appear to be even bigger than they actually are, because anything on a stage is, I mean, it's all perception, right? It's just
Yeah.
judges looking at you go, and I think that guy looks bigger than that guy, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's, it
All right.
was, all right.
Okay. So next question for you. What is your experience with the home gym community?
Uh, I guess it really picked up since home gym con.
Huh?
Like I knew like you and like a bunch of other people knew about me, but I was not really involved in it. Like
Sure.
they knew my name, but after home gym con, it was like I felt like more involved in it, and it was like I got into the Discord with
Mm-hmm.
from nice like Mike.
Yep.
But he like I didn't even know that existed. He's like, "Oh, we talk about you all the time and this and that." I'm
Yep.
like, "Oh," so I jumped on there, like the Reddit stuff. 'Cause like I mentioned to you earlier, I'm like, "Where do people find me?" And
Yep.
like I'll Google Black Widow Reddit, and I'll see like threads of people asking about my stuff or recommending my stuff,
Yep.
and it's I don't know, it's a I like the home gym community. It's like a it's got like its levels to it, but it's cool.
There's
I don't know.
definitely levels. Yeah.
Yeah,
We've talked about that on Jake's podcast before on the GGE radio. The idea of like you got people, probably the Discord's a good example, Reddit's a good example. You've got these people who, like myself, who I always say spend way more time than makes any sense thinking about the equipment that goes into your garage. And then you
yeah,
got people who are like, I need a bar, and they just Google search barbell for my home gym and they buy that bar, right?
yeah,
So there's like and that's with any hobby, right? So owning a home gym is almost it's a hobby within a hobby, right? So
yeah,
it's lifting, but then it's owning a home gym that's within that. So, yeah, it certainly gets crazy. But yeah, the Discord is cool. I'm not on there very often just because I don't know, something about the platform Discord didn't connect with me. Even
yeah,
though the people there I like the interactions and the discussions and everything. And but yeah, Reddit's my jam, obviously.
yeah.
And yeah, and we were talking earlier, it would be interesting to find out how, I guess it's mostly word of mouth, because do you do any like paid advertisements or, I mean, other than, Home Gym Con, type stuff, are you running Facebook ads or anything like that on a regular basis or?
uh, the first and only ad I did was this last Black Friday,
Okay.
and that was just to promote, I guess, the sale. Because I didn't
Yep.
really announce it, and it was just $200 of ad revenue or whatever.
Yep.
And whenever that ran out, that's all I did.
Yeah. All right. So
That's it.
that kind of takes me to the next question.
Yeah,
So you've been around for quite a while. I mean, I remember your name popping up for probably as long as I've been, poking my head into the deep dark web of home gym details.
oh yeah,
Uh, in that time, I've seen a whole bunch of custom manufacturers and different people show up and disappear. You got guys like I know you've talked to over the years, like Edge Fitness Systems, who
yeah,
offered a whole bunch of stuff and then now offer like two things.
yeah,
Companies who have completely gone away and all kinds of stuff. Uh, how are you
yeah.
different? Why are you, Dean of Black Roto Training Gear, still here and all of them have slowly disappeared?
It's it's hard. Like it's the amount of hours I put in, and it's like the relentlessness. I could see why, like let's say like beast metals, for example. Like he kept pushing and pushing. I think he had like Robert Oberst on board.
Mm,
Like that influx of work like drowns out the quality of your customers, I guess. Because like people are just, oh, Oberst is promoting this. It must, and they're just buying it, but they're not like an enthusiast. Though.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that's kind of like one of the reasons I don't advertise because I always have work coming in, and I'm like, I find it silly to be like, hey, buy my stuff. I don't have time to make it. Just buy it. It's like, and to me, that's like overwhelming if I have an order sitting on my backlog for 2 months. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I can't sleep. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get this done. I gotta get it done.
Yeah.
And it's, uh, like part of the reason I stay in the shadows. And it's just, but people keep finding me. And it's, I don't know. Like like anything on my product line, you can contact me, say a Viking press bar. You say, hey, I want angled handles, not straight handles. And I'm like, all right, here's a quote. Here are the details. But like, if you contact mostly anyone else, like, especially a big manufacturer, the time it would take them to just put angled handles in, even though that sounds easy, it, they couldn't use their jigs. They couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
There would be so much. They'd make one piece where they, in other words, can make 10 pieces. It's
Sure.
like, so they just say no, or they might not even respond. And it's like recently, like, or I'd say since COVID, with the buildup of home gyms and people trying to utilize a space that it's what they have. Like your size gym might be different than the next guy.
Yeah.
So you might need a 20-inch cross member where the next guy would need a 25-inch. And they shoot me an email or it's on my website. You could just order different parts to help Frankenstein your own setup to work for you. And it's like I don't really see that being offered many places.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think you mentioned in the DMs, would you have a guy wanted a was it a cross member for a 3 1/4 inch?
yeah,
Uh,
square upright.
yeah. So, which I'm like, you said that, and I'm like, who the hell makes a 3 1/4 inch upright?
Yeah,
So, yeah. Uh, and I
uh,
know over the years, I've seen people ask something like that, right? I've got a whatever rack or this thing, or I only have X amount of space to the left of my rack or above it or whatever. And it's where can I get whatever, XYZ.
yeah,
And people are always like, can you get it from the manufacturer? No, for whatever reason. They're not in business anymore, or they don't make it or something. Then you got to
yeah,
go, and the number one response I see is go to Black Widow. So
yeah,
for for that exact reason. And people tell them like you're probably going to pay a little bit more than you want to, but probably
yeah,
way less than you should have to
yeah,
for a completely custom one-off random piece like that. So,
yeah. 'Cause it's like I do a lot of spotter arms,
hmm,
and I just did a pair for 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 rack with a 1/2 inch pin, and it's like some people, it's not necessarily the money they save on the rack,
yep,
but they don't want to change their rack,
yep,
but they want spotter arms, and it's
yep,
like, or an extra set of J cups. And
yep,
they, like you were saying, the manufacturer might not be around, might not make it, or or even like my dumbbell trays. I make those fit any rack.
yep,
It's like you can't buy dumbbell trays for most of the popular racks or
yep,
from that manufacturer, but I can make them fit whatever you need.
yep. Right on.
It's yeah.
I like it. All right, man. Last question. Tell
Yeah.
me one reason why people should be excited for your upcoming AMA.
I get creative with your questions. It's a lot of my products on my website I brought to life from someone like you. They're like, "Hey, can you make this?" And I'm like, "This is a cool idea. Other people are gonna want it."
Yep.
So I put it on the website, and it's like those aren't all my ideas. They're like the community or the lifting community's ideas that I just was the segue to bring it to life. It's if you have like a weird product idea or something, throw it past me. If
Oh,
not, I say no.
yep. Yeah, your recent
Yeah,
one was the is it the fig jammer, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
That was with yeah, Kurt or Chip,
yep, chip.
and yeah, it was a twist off of JD, the gym equipped.
Yep.
I guess JD didn't want to do it out of the 3x3. Chip needed it at a 3x3, and then it was just cool seeing the different ways people use it.
Uh-huh.
Like a Kurt Locker had like a whole back head, arms,
Yep.
handles going off the thing, making like a pendulum type squat.
Yep.
And it's yeah, it's cool seeing like that and like people like him in the community that are like his setup with the Fig Jammer was probably like five different companies products in one just
Yep.
to like make something happen.
Yeah, it
It's cool seeing that.
it's got your stuff, surplus, strength, probably stray dog strength,
Yeah,
and
the Henny
maybe like
attachment.
a kabuki or something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah, very cool. All right,
yeah,
man. So those are my five questions. So
yeah.
everybody, I will leave details in the description below on how you can join the AMA and ask Dean questions. All that good stuff will be there. Make sure you hop on over. This will be Dean's second AMA ever. And the last time, I don't know if you remember, legitimately has stuck with me since you did this AMA. I don't know if I ever told you.
Yeah.
The people asked you about like growing bigger and different things, and you shared the story of, is it the
The
Hispanic
fisherman.
fisherman? Yeah.
Yep. The
And
Mexican fisherman. Yeah.
yeah, so I'll find that link and I'll leave that in the description too. I remember reading that and just going, yep, I like it because that's
Yeah.
like without knowing that tale, it always kind of embodied that idea in my head of like where I was headed in life and things I wanted to do. I was
Yeah.
never chasing a billion-dollar, type idea. I wanted to enjoy the ride the whole way through. So,
Yes, sir.
yep,
Yeah.
right on, man.
That's a good story.
All
Yeah.
right, dude. Thanks for
Yeah.
hopping on and chatting. And like I
Thanks for having
said,
me.
everybody, description below. Make sure you join Dean, ask him some good questions, and check out his stuff. That's
Yeah.
it.
Have a
Peace.
good night. Later.